Yeah, I'm gonna uh, just gonna start a new game. I'm gonna start on normal. It was actually a 2004 game that was ported to PC a while back. Made by some very old school, some very professional JRPG makers. That's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today too. Let me adjust my mic. Yeah. And Cher's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy. Sorry to kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me though, I brought you a present. Really, what kind of present? A new fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Yeah, I think I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? Yeah, I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with them on. I mean, then don't wear them when you play outside. Or stop playing outside that breaks jewelry. Wait, Dad, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now why don't you come have a look? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? But why is my present a boy? Hello, Steve. I think I'm gonna play this game from start to finish. Or at least whenever I have some time, I'll just try playing it. Or if I feel like playing it, I'll just stream it. And then maybe put it on YouTube. Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. But you mean he's still alive? Why would you bring me a live boy instead of a dead boy? He's kinda dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Just what every girl wants. Half-dead boy. He sure sleeps soundly. He almost looks the same age as me. It's the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. Huh. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? Why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kind of words and... No. No doubt from Sherazard, I assume. Yep. Oh, for heaven's sake, that girl's gonna get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. You know, I just met the boy while I was out on business. Definitely not from a mistress. I don't even know his name. You mean Bracer business? Yeah, something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just work out that way work for you, you little emo piece of... Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey. Quit foreshadowing stuff that's gonna happen. And you're sure shouting a lot for someone that's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. Yeah, she's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Hey, wait a minute, don't try and change the subject. Ow. Quit yelling. Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't gonna make me heal any faster either. Is that yelling I hear? But jumping on me like that is just gonna make things worse. Uh-huh. Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. I mean, even I don't stand a chance. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Oh, your name. You know that thing that people call you? Told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? You were just stepping on me. Well, it seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... a mystery, apparently. Yeah, some 2004 CG cutscenes. Can I skip this? Nope, cannot skip. It's unskippable. This game is actually pretty nice. Definitely feels old school styled. It is a nice way of telling stories and stuff. And I like the characters. They're charming. It almost has like an indie vibe to it, but not quite. It just feels like the golden age of JRPGs to me. At least that's where it came from. That's just my headcanon though. Is it too loud? Yeah, it sounds a little too loud, but I think it's okay. I hope the recording turns out okay. I'm probably gonna put this on YouTube, so I hope it sounds better. Look at all those frames per second. So gorgeous. Is it almost over? The music stopped playing, but the cutscene is still playing. Did it just go on repeat or something? Or am I just lagging or something? Can't do anything. Maybe I should just like cut this out or something in the VOD. Yeah, I feel like it's on repeat for some reason. Oh boy, that's never happened before. Maybe it's just lagging. Oh boy. Like, the music is fine, but I guess the video couldn't keep up with it. I thought it seemed a little slow, but I thought that was just because of how the video is. Oh, well, I guess we're stuck here. Oh, there's the title, Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. This is the first chapter. Look at that gorgeous isometric view. Those low quality shades. I mean, I have it set to low quality, but it's so bright in here. Yawn. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. Wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. I guess that's a no. He's playing the opening song. Guess I better get myself ready then, too. You know, this was the golden age of JRPGs that you couldn't skip through things. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. Hope I didn't wake you. No, I was already up when I heard you start to play. Can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. What was that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber? What do you mean, woman? And beautiful? We're the same age and I'm hardly a man. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, no one can go against you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. Really is a nice tune though, cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What was it called again? The opening? I mean, The Whereabouts of Light? That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. Wish you could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. But compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. Yeah, you're probably right. Guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading the music. You know, girl stuff. No girl's gonna be impressed with just that. Excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. What kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? I think a lot of guys would like that in a girl. That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really, I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Why don't both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay, I'm on my way. Steve, what you doing so far? Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. You eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. Ah, that's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here in the dining room, you two. Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. You have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me that you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training? Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap, totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kinda remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat, I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. Star. I honestly don't know how you've survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How can any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Well, you're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's going to be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about Rouen-style scalloped fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? Come again? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. No, you're right. I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. How rude. But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. We're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. Liberal? Emma. You see the 500 mirror. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means that no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Scheherazade my regards. Alright. So, what do I have? Okay. Guess I'm going this way. Looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. Never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me? Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Guild. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Ina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yeah, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. I have a feeling really only one of them needs all the help. Joshua should be fine, but Estelle is the one that needs help. And the Star and the Hanged Man, the Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, Inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since this is my last day of training, I figured why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head, instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbment with some practice. Eventually, probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Oh, whatever. Oh, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. What would you like to know about? I gotta go through all of this, don't I? Orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of course or process Septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. The connection to this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Oh, can I just say that's all? Huh. Bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. And Liberl Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of Septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Okay, that's all. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. That was condensed? I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara, how is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is there won't be any studying at a desk involved. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that is seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you'll be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give the both of you. I know, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two, go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Receive the Bracer Notebook. Bracer Notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find and where, these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's going to be a pain. Their reactions are totally different. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. I know how to play this game already, so... Retrieval. Details of the job, blah, 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 Very good. Looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have we? You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. He's graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here is where you will learn how to use an Orbital Factory's services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital arts. Arts have a wide range of effects and, if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with these Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. Ugh, yawned. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here? Need more coffee. No problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it that you would like to know about? Orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbments which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connects them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of Sepith too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So what is it that you would like to know about? Orbital Arts. Simply put, Orbital Arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since Orbital Arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have called that the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an orbital factory. Orbments are also set up so that once a particular slot is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. Okay, what is quartz? Quartz are circuits made from Sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. Or there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. What is it you'd like to know about? Sepith. Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. Divided into 7 types: Earth, Brown, Water Blue, Fire Red, Wind Green, Time Black, Space Gold, and Mirage Silver. Sepith can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the Orbital Factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbment slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. Okay, that's everything. Looks like Mr. Melders has answered all of your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some Sepith. You see several of each type of elemental Sepith. For that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is fine, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop you would be able to exchange Sepith or mirror, but for this training you will not be able to use this service. Okay. So I can get one of everything, basically. Alright, looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install a quartz into your orbments so that you can use both recovery and attack arts. I'm going to give her water arts because then she can use healing spells. Healing arts. Alright, looks like you've got both recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your orbments. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. I want you to use the Sepith and open a slot on each of your orbments. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Get some Sepith. Alright. I give her HP and defense. I see you've managed to open one of your orbment slots, Estelle. Since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you're free to install any type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. You know, in her hands. Well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Look at that pulling animation. Joshua, help me. Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. Good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you, and Estelle. I'm gonna remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? And I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentions searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? Oh, what a relief. O divine Aidios, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test? No wonder you were acting all crazy back to the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. Just how much does she hate paper tests? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. It's supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to at least look a little anxious? Just so you know though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Tier Bombs 3 Monster Guide. What's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. Hey, as long as it's not a paper test. There's a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it if we are low on HP or EP. Those are recovery stations. Sounds like a plan to me. Don't. Actually, yeah. Since I opened a slot and raised Estelle's maximum EP, so I'm low. Or I'm not at the max value right now. Monster area 12 o'clock. Careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Hint. This thing indicates the attack order. Hint. You can attack an enemy. You can use it to move. I'm just gonna skip. This is gonna speed this up.
That's that. Let's move out.
In this game, you can just like fast forward through scenes. You can even fast forward through combat. So some physical attacks may not be effective on him. Let's use arts, not physicals. Arts are long range but take time to cast. Got a crisp onion. Ah, this enemy is behind us. It's facing behind. Let's try using crafts this time around. Since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage, they're worth a shot. Roger that. Crafts have a range limit, but they can be used instantly, and you gain CP by dealing or receiving damage. Let's see, crafts are character specific. We don't need to use them right now.
All right, we're good to go.
Yeah, I gotta revive. Reviving bomb. What a surprise, another creepy thing. Wish there were an easier way to take care of them. One blow using an S-craft or S-break should do the trick for just about any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. When the CP is at 100 or above, you can use S-breaks and S-crafts. An S-craft or S-breaks essentially can break up the flow, so you can use them even when it's not your turn. Yep. There it is. So that's the treasure chest we're after, huh? If we've made it this far, the rest is going to be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. Some turns there will be bonuses applied. This one gives HP.
Let's move out.
Alright. There we go. Found the 2 small boxes. That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the judge's chest. The fact that there's not just 1 but 2 is kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember, Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. Pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. No fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with a teensy-weensy pink, right? Peek. Yeah. If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Flunk? Yep. Opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. As long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. You absolutely have to know what's inside. Why not ask Miss Shara when we get back? For now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. I could heal, but I don't think I need to. Just fast forward through this. So let me use this to rest. Wish all games had that kind of fast forward button. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Hand it over, Small. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now, so let's get back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? Didn't you just say that we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed, it seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch, and as you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training. Yada yada. So just go up, talk. Wait, no. Talk and report. Got payment. Current rank. Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mura isn't the only thing you will receive. You also accumulate points, which are known as BP or Bracer points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a Bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance in rank as a Bracer and be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. The ranks of a junior Bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. The amount of Mura and BP you receive will also be recorded in your Bracer notebook, so please have a look sometime later on. All that's left to do now is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Aina. Sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new Bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. What's that about a whip I hear? Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You've now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you'll be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then. Shara holds out 2 small boxes. Aren't those boxes the ones... In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet. Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua opened the boxes. Received a Junior Bracer emblem. This crest is... So does this mean that we're... Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright? Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world, we did it. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need you to take off now. Anyone else's ears bleed? Nope. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You have been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of a Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged Bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable Bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Sherazard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young Bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who's always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that faction. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we qualified as Junior Bracers. Right. She has no idea, but her dad is probably like some big shot. Hurry up and come on. Wait for me, Luke. Luke? What? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twirl, both with the "oh great, it's Estelle" remark. What's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Yeah, they're big fat noses. Quit acting like you're a Bracer, you wannabe. Tisk, how wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberl than the milk that comes from the Persil farm. What? There's better tasting milk? No way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real Bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real Bracers. More like Bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now a high pony, on the other hand... Now quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a Bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a Bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle... What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? How come I'm lower than Joshua? Just so you know, you can't even be a Bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You better watch out, Estelle. I'm gonna go train at my secret base, and before you know it, I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Nah, I think it's the exact opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not what I meant by curious. I'm more curious, like, where is this secret base? Also, I should probably get the newspaper. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. What are you in the market for today? A new pair of shoes? Let me mention, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stragas? Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Ah, of course. You've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stragas aren't out yet. I do, however, have some copies of the Liberal News if that's what you're after. Alright, I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 mirror, please. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine, but does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Liberal News is an excellent reporter and camerawoman who've done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. More reliable than Pew News? They're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. Well, enough about that. Why don't you tell me how you did today? Did you make it as bracers? Today was your last day of training, wasn't it? Yep. Everything went smoothly, too. How did you know about all of that, Mr. Renan? Renan? In a certain sense, both you and Joshua are like celebrities here in Roland. I tend to hear a lot from customers coming through here. I shouldn't have expected anything less from Roland. The grapevine around here is seriously something to be reckoned with. No kidding, the women here especially love to gossip. Yeah, all girls are like that. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. Recipe book. What is this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, you're going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. How about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. 8 maple cookie. Learned maple cookie recipe. Basically all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. And it's not that I don't like cooking and all, it's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renan. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put it to good use. You can eat at restaurants and get some go-to meals, yada yada. Sit down, go-tos, ingredients. Alright. Now we can go back home. Estelle, Joshua, am I glad I found you two. Oh, hi, Ina. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. You've got a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He says something about having to sort out a bunch of documents. But what's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? I'm sure we do. In fact, we saw them not that long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some kind of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. You mean the Tower of Smelis? Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Unfortunately, at the moment, Shirazard is out on other bracer business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estella's judgment is correct in this situation. If the two of us hurry, we may even be able to catch up with the boys before they reach the tower. I understand. I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. Roger that. Understood. The Ismelis Tower can be reached by taking the western path at the junction along the Malga Trail. You can get onto the Malga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. This is our first real job. Come on, Joshua, we don't have any time to lose. Right behind you. So, good afternoon, sir. Today's your last day of training, isn't it? I seem to remember you saying something about last time I had you run the store. Yeah, that's right. How'd your training go? That emblem on your chest means I shouldn't have expected anything less from Cassius's kid. Yeah, he had a steel brace and transport. I knew you were gonna have to give up your part-time job here sooner or later. Is this really important? There's hardly anyone out there with as good an eye for weapons as you. That's the path you've chosen. Yeah. Stop talking, old man. I just want to buy stuff. Alright. Got 900 mirrors, so what can I afford? Do I want to get more attack or more defense is the question. Let's see. Maybe I can convert some of this stuff that I have. I don't need Mirage and Space as much. So let's see what else I can get before I convert. Yep. Okay, congratulations. Alright, let's see, what else can I get? Okay. I'm just gonna go pick up some armor. Yeah. Gotta make sure my girl is sturdy, you know? Alright, this is the old factory. Let's see, can I get a... There's a Holston pasta. What else is there? I want to get the wholesome pasta and learn the recipe for it. Okay, so wholesome pasta, I can use it outside of combat and heals everybody for 180. That's good. Which HP do I have? Okay. Let's see. Do I have any... No, I don't have any mirror left. I'm gonna have to trade in some stuff. Let's get 10 of this and 10 of that. Maybe also 10 of that. Okay, what do I need? Okay, I need 5 for the wholesome pasta, it says. So let's buy 10. So 2 servings for wholesome pasta. Is that it? Beast flesh. Let's see, anything gives beast flesh? Nope. Oh well. Just gonna have to Actually, how much mirror do I have? I have 200 mirror, so maybe I can buy a healing snack. Flowery soda. I'll buy 2. Alright. And then Malga Trail is... Okay, not that way. Malga Trail is this way. Let's just save real quick. Attacking from behind.
All right, we're good to go.
Yep. Alright. Did I get any beast flesh? No, it did not. Okay, so it does drop beast flesh, but I didn't get it. Is this the back? Cecilia! There's my grandma. She woke up. Wants to know what I ate for breakfast. I just had some cereal real quick. Okay, got a fresh herb. Come here, you little flying rodent. Yo,
That's that then. Let's move out.
Alright.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Oof. Almost dead. I think I got a flowery soda.
We're good to go.
And I can learn the recipe for it too.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Level up. It still has taunt. So yeah, I think it'll be good to have her get more health and defense. Just gonna save real quick because monsters can pop out of these. Nope, no monster this time. Alright. Streaming for an hour and 15. I'm gonna keep going though. Just gonna see how long I can stream this for. Let's see, anything along this path? There's a rat.
Piece of cake.
Some more healing items. Might have to.
Not now.
Ah, he's dead. Let's run. don't have anything to revive him right now. Or I don't want to waste a revive. So I'm just gonna... Whoops. Try not to run into anything. Find an inn. Why is the frame rate so unstable? Okay. We can go back. Try not to get killed again. I like just holding the fast forward button.
Good to go.
I got some beast flesh. Oh, I have 2. Okay. So now I have cooking that I can use to heal 180 for both. Just gonna ignore those flowers because those are tough to kill. Let's try to reinitiate that fight. Ah, didn't expect him to turn around. Oh well. Go. And of course I missed.
Good to go.
I got another beast flesh. Joshua's low, so let's use 10 EP to heal him. Skip, fast forward this part. Looks like we've come all the way to the Esmelis Tower. Didn't see any sign of them along the trail, so do you think they've wandered inside? It's quite likely that's the case. Let's go in. Looks like we'll need to hurry. Right. Let's save. Alright. Esmelis Tower, first floor. It's dark in here. I'm scared. Quit being a baby. We're only on the first floor of this place. Did you hear that? They really did come in here. Can't believe they made this their secret base. It's not secret at all. Stella, are you alright? Luke? Pat? If you can hear me, answer me now. Those little brats, are they pretending they can't hear me? They might have climbed up to the second floor. Let's hurry and see if we can find them. Let's go this way. What are we gonna do? Somebody help. Let's see, run full speed in the direction of the voice or rush in simultaneously with Joshua. This seems like the Estelle thing to do, but I want her to be more smart. Let's go, Joshua. Right, I've got your back. These are the rare moments where we actually get to decide Is Estelle gonna be stupid or smart? You monsters go somewhere else. No, shoo, leave us alone. Chew on this. Estelle, what are you doing here? Joshua, you're here too. Get back, you two. These monsters aren't playing around. We'll take care of them. I mean, we took care of 2 of them. Hint, protect the NPCs. Got it. Let's use an S break. So we don't want the enemy to get a critical or something. Plus it also ensures that my attack will get a critical. He manages to get the strength up though. And now Joshua has his S craft. Yada.
Piece of cake.
There we go. Oh, we got another beast flesh. Looks like that's that. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's safe too. Oh wait, that was great timing the way you blitzed those monsters, Estelle. Really think so? Is it safe now? Oh man, that was awesome. You really showed them, Estelle. Not bad for a girl. You little twerp. Ow, that hurts. What are you trying to do to me? What's wrong with you? You even dragged poor Pat all the way up here against his will. It's time to think about what you did today. Ow, you're hurting me. Stop it. I said stop it, you violent she-devil. So this is the thanks I get for saving your neck, huh? Looks like. Huh? Yeah? Huh? That was nothing. Looks like it's time to give you some of my special discipline. Ow! Alright, Estelle, I'm sorry. Everything was all my fault. Estelle, shouldn't we forgive each other like they teach at school? This brat doesn't need forgiveness, but a little discipline should do the trick. Well, Estelle, behind you. Yeah. I'm gonna go take a break real quick. Check my grandma. Just hang tight for a moment. I'm back. Where were we? Estelle, behind you. It's something with teeth, isn't it? Doesn't look like teeth. Nice monster? I'm not gonna make it in time. Here comes the dad with his after image. Huh? Dad, you came. You still lack skill and understanding, Estelle. You must always prepare for unseen danger by sharpening your senses. That's part of what it means to be a bracer. Dad? What are you doing here? I just happened to be in town and heard the whole story from Ina. I'll give you points for your quick thinking and taking action to come after the children, but you failed to follow through completely. I really messed up, didn't I? It's a good thing you showed up when you did. Sorry, I should have been watching her back. That just means that you have room for improvement. Constantly working to overcome your weak spots is the key. Understood. How about we head home, everyone? Can you boys walk? I think so. That was incredible, Mr. Bright. You were like a gazillion times more awesome than Estelle. Of course, I'm her father. Alright everyone, let's file on out of here. I'm with you, Mr. Bright. Who's the glory hog now? I mean, I guess I should be thankful that Dad saved my behind. Why does he have to go and take all the credit like that? Really chaps my hide. Who says that? That's just the way he is. After all, he is Cassius Bright. He's saying that like we should know him as a famous person. Seems like you've had quite a day. Dad is just unbelievable. The second we get back to rolling, he says, I'll leave the reporting to you, and takes off for home. The sheer nerve, I tell you. There's no need to make a mountain out of a molehill over it. At least the boys came back safe and sound. Who says molehill? So 2004. Anyway, I think that's all there is to report. Got payment. This rank. You did well for your first assignment. From the details of your report alone, I believe I can commend you both for a job well done. You should be proud of yourselves. You really think so? I know so. In fact, you'll do even better on your next job. If anything else comes up, I would appreciate your help again. Sure. How about we head home too? I guess we'd better. I've still got dinner to prepare. Would you mind holding on a second? A letter arrived for your father just a little while ago. Unfortunately, since he went straight home, I never got a chance to give it to him. Do you think you could deliver it instead? Letter to Cassius. Wonder if it's more work-related stuff. I imagine so. The letter appears to be from one of our foreign branches. One of the guild's foreign branches? As I'm sure you already know by now, Liberl isn't the only country where the Bracer Guild exists. On top of that, your father is widely known all across the Zemurian continent, so we can expect these kind of letters from time to time. That means he's really famous, huh? If you two would be so kind as to make sure that he gets this letter, I would really appreciate it. Alright. Nothing else to do? No? I mean, there's other stuff I could do, but I'm just gonna continue the story. It's all normal, so I don't think I need to really min-max stuff. Hey Joshua. Do you think I'm really cut out to be a bracer? Well, you seem to have inherited your father's skill with a staff, and your nosy personality doesn't let you ignore someone in distress. Really? You think so? Sure, but why are you asking? Are you still thinking about what happened back in the tower? Yeah. Because of my carelessness, Luke almost got caught in the middle of a dangerous situation. If Dad hadn't come when he did, he could have been seriously injured. I guess I'm just worried about whether or not I'll be able to stay on top of things in the future. That kind of talk doesn't sound like the Estelle I know. Huh? If we fail today, then all that's left to do is take back our losses tomorrow, right? Overthinking and worrying about things that haven't happened yet is definitely not like you. Isn't being a bracer what you've always dreamed of? How can you expect to succeed if you let something like what happened today discourage you? Joshua. You're right. This isn't like me at all. I don't think a serious expression really suits your face either. You laughing like a big ditz is far more natural for you. And what's that supposed to mean? You're gonna see my angry expression if you keep that up. Okay, I admit that last comment was pushing things a bit. I'll overlook it this time. Thanks for cheering me up. I don't know about you, but I am so ready to get home and eat. My stomach just started growling like a bear. Maybe glutton is closer to the mark than ditz. Don't tell her that, Joshua. She'll really get angry. Okay, which right here? There we go. Super speed. Here. There we go. We're home, Dad. You finished reporting to the guild like you told us to. Good work, kids. The details of your reports will be reviewed at each branch and will affect your pay and rank advancement in the future. Please make sure that you always remember to do it. Don't worry, we will. And before I forget, I got that copy of the Liberal News you wanted. There was a letter for you at the guild, too. Handed over news and letter. A letter, huh? I'm gonna get cleaned up and start dinner. Oh, and Dad, thanks for coming when you did today. You really helped me out back there. I see you're being rather gracious today. Papa is happy. How delightful that my daughter has finally understood what a great man her father truly is. There's no need to hold back, Estelle. Come and jump into your father's loving arms. No thanks in your dreams. I swear, the men in this house have one thing in common. They never know when to shut up. I guess she's not as depressed as I had thought she'd be. Should I be thanking you, Joshua? I didn't do much. I just gave her a push in the right direction. Estelle's a resilient girl to begin with. They know each other so well. Yes, she is, but she still has a long way to go. She'll run into more than just a few stumbling blocks in this line of work. And overcoming those obstacles is what will teach her to stand on her own 2 feet. Is that soft side of yours talking again? Oh no! Are eggs supposed to explode like that? I guess I shouldn't have gone in expecting to make a perfect meal in a single try. No, wait, cooking is supposed to be about passion. Exploding eggs are passionate, right? Now, once more. That daughter of mine can sometimes be a little too passionate. I think I'll go help with dinner. We don't want the curtains to catch fire again. At this rate, there's no telling when we can expect to have a bite of food ready on the dinner table. Why did we let her cook? Alright then, let's see what this letter is all about, shall we? Cassius cuts the letter's seal. A message from the Erebonian Empire. That's the empire that fought in the war against Roland, right? What? Wow, this is a surprise. This new dish is what I call Estelle's Explosion over rice. Be sure to savor every last morsel. I will. Your cooking this evening is excellent. My compliments to the chef. Yeah, this is raw talent at its best. Today certainly has been a busy but great day nonetheless. Qualified as junior bracers, had our first real assignment, and I didn't even lose my eyebrows making dinner this time. Not to mention the food being delicious. For a first attempt, I guess, this dish is actually quite edible. This is the first attempt, right? At first I thought I might have to pitch it out the window when you weren't looking, but it seems that technique won't be necessary tonight. Sometimes you're just so despicably rude, Dad. Don't you know how to be humble and just say something tastes nice? Alright then, how about this? Boy, I never thought I'd be able to eat something wonderful like this before I had to leave on business. You made a splendid meal, Estelle. Thanks, Dad. Wait, business? Are you really leaving again? Yes. Something unexpected came up. This time I'm going to be away for a while. Hold on a minute. You're leaving? When? Tomorrow morning. What? I don't care what kind of job you're doing. That's just too soon. It's about that letter, isn't it? Was there some sort of incident? Oh, it's nothing like that. Just a simple investigation. I'll have to visit a number of places, so it'll take me about a solid month before I'm through. That being the case, please take good care of the house while I'm away. What do you mean, that being the case? You always use some vague excuse like that and take off for who knows how long. We have to accept it, Estelle. A bracer's job is to help those who come to us for help. I know, but what are you going to do about all your jobs here at the Roland branch? You've already accepted a few of them, haven't you? Only about 5 or 6. So I was thinking, and how about the both of you handle them for me instead? What? Are you really asking us to do the work that you're supposed to be doing? That I am. I'll have you do the ones which I think you can accomplish, and I'll ask Sherazard to handle the difficult ones. So what do you say? Sure, or I'd like to, but... Let's just go this second. I'd like to, but when I think about how I messed up today, is it really okay to leave these jobs in the hands of new recruits? Comparatively speaking, none of the jobs are that difficult, but there are a few in which you would be entrusted with someone's life. I'm not going to force you to do anything, however, I would like you to sit down and think about it. I don't know. What do you think, Joshua? I agree with Dad on this one. Besides, I think it would be a great experience for the both of us. I think that this game is a good game too. Thanks Jimmy Morio for saying that I have a nice reading voice. That's the second time someone has said that to me, that I have a nice reading voice. Sorry I didn't notice that earlier. I know as junior bracers we're only like half a bracer each, but there are 2 of us and 2 halves make a whole, right? Don't you think we could manage these jobs, as long as we make sure to back each other up? Okay, Jimmy. Thanks. 2 halves make a whole, huh? I think you're right, Joshua. Dad, we'll do them for you. In fact, I'm really excited to do them now. Then it's settled. I'll stop by the guild and let Ina know about the change of plan before I leave. By the way, Dad, which flight will you be on tomorrow? The one headed for Grancel or the one headed for Bose? I'll be on the one headed for Grancel. My flight departs at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's a really fun game. I wish more people knew about it. That means I'll have to get up a little earlier tomorrow. I better set my alarm clock just in case. Look, Cassius just sitting there with a drink by his side. Dad? Are you still awake, Joshua? Yeah, that's probably a big reason no one wants to stream, because then they'd probably have to read a lot of lines. I'm fine with reading, though. You still awake, Joshua? It's a 2004 game, so I'd say that's pretty old. 15 years. You better hold off on liquor or Estelle will get mad again. This is just my way of lifting my spirits before I travel. How about yourself? Would you like to join me for a drink? I'll pass. Actually, what I should be saying here is don't offer alcohol to minors. I'm not like Shara, who would jump at any chance to enjoy a drink or 10. I think you mean more than 10. That's because she holds her liquor much better than I do. There's something really serious happening, isn't there? And there's no conclusive evidence, but there appears to be some sort of movement within the Empire. The Erebonian Empire? That sounds pretty suspicious. This movement doesn't appear to be overt, but that's what has me worried. I intend to do a little probing at the Erebonian Embassy to see what turns up. Understood. I'll make sure to look after Estelle while you're gone. Don't you spoil that girl, you hear me? Now that she's become a bracer, she needs to learn to look after herself. Estelle will be fine. She's got good instincts, and despite being a bit rough around the edges, she has talent with the staff as well. There's no doubt in my mind that she'll be a first-class bracer someday. Yet at present, she's like a babe in arms who knows nothing about the realities of the world around her. At some point in time, she'll have to choose which path to follow in life. And Joshua, the same thing can be said for you too. It's already been 5 years since you became a part of this family, hasn't it? How time does fly. Yes, it sure does seem that way. About what you said back then. Are you sure you won't reconsider taking those words back? Hint, hint. For me, keeping my word is what defines who I am. If I can't do something as simple as that, I don't know how I could live with myself. I know this may sound stubborn, but I can't take back what I said. I'm sorry. Oh, there's no need to apologize, but I'd like you to remember this. No matter what path you choose in life, you can't erase these past 5 years. Estelle and I will always be your family, no matter what may befall you. Nod. Dots. Thanks, Dad. Ah, the bond of family. Prologue. A father's love, a new beginning. Music's actually not too bad. The graphics are dated, of course, but it's like it's part of its charm at this point. I just love the writing in this game, though. Well, it looks like it's time for me to board my flight. Estelle, don't do anything I wouldn't do myself, and try not to be a handful for Joshua either. For the upteenth time, I heard you already. How about you try not to go overboard yourself with your own work? You're not getting any younger, you know. Say what you will, but I'm not about to be overtaken by any youngsters. I remember when I bought this game years ago, and I was surprised at how good it was. Sherazade, I'm really sorry about placing all this work on your shoulders at the last minute. Please don't be. I am slightly concerned, however, about whether or not I can do a decent job in your place. There's no need to be humble, Silver Streak. I don't mean to make your life any more difficult, but please keep an eye on these two. You just leave that to me. Is tightening up the reins and not spoiling these two fine with you? You definitely understand the way I think. What's this all about? It looks to me like a mutual understanding between master and pupil. The Granville-bound airliner Linda will be departing shortly. All passengers, please board the airship now, as in right now. Oh, I better take my seat. Watch the bridge just like fall out under him. Have a great trip, Dad. We'll take care of everything here while you're gone. I don't know, I really like taking the second option in these. Not sure everywhere you'll be going, but don't forget to bring me back a souvenir. A little fancy something would be nice. You know, this trip is for business, not pleasure. If I have any money left over, I'll certainly think about it, though. Alright, you two, be good while I'm gone. He's gone. Again. Yeah. Come on, you two. There's no need to look so down. Your father will be back in no time. I don't know what kind of investigation he's been asked to do this time, but when it comes to your father, he'll have it done before you know it. I'm not sad that he's gone. He's always been away more than he's been at home. Alright, if you say so. I sense some issues there. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on those jobs your father left for me. If you run into any trouble, give me a holler. Will do. First, I'd like to try and finish a few jobs with Joshua. I want to see what we're capable of doing as junior bracers. Alright, if you insist. I imagine that with Joshua tagging along, there's probably not much to be worried about. Good luck, you two. Thanks. We'll do our best. So what do you want to do now, Estelle? Shall we go stop by the guild? Yeah, we should probably talk to Aina and find out what jobs are waiting for us. Let's go. And I'm gonna save and end the stream here. I've been playing for almost 2 hours now. Probably gonna keep playing more of this game though. And probably upload this VOD on Twitch or something. So, thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, especially Chimi. Thanks for watching. See ya.